Hey everyone, and welcome back. In our last video, we dove into part 1 of Brent Gleeson's awesome book, Embrace the Suck, and learned why facing pain and adversity head-on is crucial for growth. Today, we're tackling part 2, aptly named Get Comfortable Being Uncomfortable. This is where the rubber meets the road. We move from the why to the how. How do we actually build that resilience, that grit, day in and day out? If you're ready to learn how to systematically expand your comfort zone, you're in the right place. Let's jump in. So how do we start getting comfortable with the uncomfortable? First up, Gleeson drops a hard truth. If you ain't failing, you ain't trying. He argues that failure isn't just a possibility when you push your limits. It's practically a requirement for meaningful growth. He shares some pretty intense and sometimes funny stories of military operations going completely sideways. Imagine navigating enemy territory only to fall waist-deep into a cesspool, or trying to herd stubborn goats during a mission. Things go wrong. But the point isn't to avoid failure at all costs. It's about learning how to respond to it. Failure can mess with our heads. It can make goals seem impossible, make us doubt our abilities, or make us feel helpless. But Gleeson introduces what he calls the 8 failure realities. Understanding these psychological traps helps us counteract them. One key lesson comes from a story about his friend, Mark Owen, who froze while rock climbing high above the ground. The instructor climbed up and told him to stop looking down at his teammates or out at the distracting Vegas skyline. Focus only on your 3-foot world, the immediate handholds and footholds within reach. That's the essence. When failure strikes, focus relentlessly on what you can control right now. Gleeson also provides a framework for taking calculated risks, weighing threats and resources, because just playing it safe guarantees mediocrity. Next comes a phrase made famous by Gleeson's classmate David Goggins: do something that sucks every day. It sounds intense, maybe even a bit crazy, but the philosophy is simple. Our comfort zones aren't fixed. They expand, but only when we deliberately and consistently push against their boundaries, mentally and physically. This requires training. Resilience is a perishable skill. Think about David Goggins himself, overcoming obesity and abuse, enduring Hell Week 3 times, becoming an Army Ranger, and then an elite ultramarathon runner, pushing his body through unimaginable pain to raise money for fallen soldiers' families. Or Louis Zamperini, the Olympic runner featured in Unbreakable, who survived a plane crash, 47 days adrift at sea, and then years of brutal treatment in Japanese POW camps. These individuals built extraordinary fortitude by continually facing down immense challenges. Gleeson offers a practical 3-step model for harnessing the stress that comes with pushing boundaries. First, see it. Acknowledge the stress instead of ignoring it. Just naming it can shift your brain from reactive panic to conscious thought. Second, own it. Recognize that stress usually arises around things you actually care about. Owning it connects the discomfort to your values and purpose. Third, use it. Understand that the body's stress response is designed to enhance function and promote growth. Channel that energy, that adrenaline, into positive action. The chapter guides you to identify your key goals, pinpoint the uncomfortable actions required to reach them, and then practice those actions consistently. Like SEALs, who spend 75% of their time training, we need constant practice on the things that challenge us. Finally, Chapter 7 is titled, Choose Wisely What You Suffer For. Gleeson points out that suffering is unavoidable in life, but we often have a choice in the type of suffering we experience. Are we suffering the consequences of bad choices, inaction, or staying stuck in mediocrity, leading to regret and dissatisfaction? Or are we choosing the good problems, the meaningful struggles that come with pursuing challenging, worthwhile goals? He shares a personal story of running a mission while extremely sick. He could have stayed back, but he chose to suffer through it, because the mission and his commitment to his teammates were more important. That chosen suffering, aligned with his values and purpose, was meaningful. Staying safe in our comfort zone avoids certain kinds of pain, sure, but it breeds its own form of suffering. The quiet desperation of wondering, what if? Gleeson urges us to embrace the suffering that comes from striving for something bigger than ourselves, because that's where true growth and an extraordinary life lie. So that's it for part 2. Gleeson gives us the practical tools and the mindset shift needed to actively build resilience. It's about reframing failure, consistently stepping into discomfort, and making sure our struggles are aligned with what truly matters. Which of these concepts hits home the most for you right now? Is it embracing failure, the idea of doing something that sucks daily, or consciously choosing your suffering? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're getting value from this, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the final part of this summary. Want to understand the specific psychological traps failure sets and how to systematically overcome them? Looking for a clear roadmap to identify and practice those sucky things that will actually propel you towards your biggest goals? Embrace the Suck goes into much greater detail on these actionable strategies. Brent Gleeson lays out clear mental models and exercises based on his SEAL experience and work with high performers. This isn't just motivation. It's a practical guide to forging real mental toughness. If you're ready to put these ideas into action, I strongly encourage you to grab the full book. You can find the link to purchase Embrace the Suck right down in the description. Thanks for watching, stay strong, and remember, start getting comfortable being uncomfortable. I'll see you in the next video.